Good morning again. Okay, today we're going to use all 6 strands and use a new stitch that I actually have never taught before. I've used it before in my own work, but never for Stitchalong. And I thought this is the perfect time to do it. So this is the berry stitch. It's not difficult. We've actually done a stitch like this before. It's a little bit related to the Lazy Daisy, which is the detached chain stitch. Say all the stitches, Tori. Just say all of them. It looks just like this. Okay? Except we're going to go through the loop at the very top one more time. So it's like filled in and it's like double looped. Okay, so instead of doing one Lazy Daisy and doing a little straight stitch in the middle like I've done before, we're going to do 2 loops. It's so fun. It's so fun. Okay, good morning. Good morning. Jamie T is interested. I'm just doing knot at the very end. What's the color number, Tori? It is star 871. I was going to show you in just a minute. Can't wait. Okay, so here we go. I've got this purple, this like nice purple color. Star 871. I thought maybe I would do this one. But this is a bit more pink. And I thought if it's the pink next to the pink, then maybe that's a bit... Do you know what I mean? Like too close, like too similar. So I thought maybe the purple would like brighten it up a bit there down here in the corner. Okay. All right. I'm not going to do a drawing. I'm just going to show you how to do it because we're only going to do one of these stitches for each of the petals. It's a really short day today. But I think you're really going to like how it looks. So let's zoom in and make this a little bit more in the center so that the comments don't, get in the way. Okay, so this starts like a regular Lazy Daisy. So we've already learned how to do that. Let me just tighten everything and make sure, because knowing me, whatever happens at the very beginning, I get ready to do the stitch and then the hoop falls out, or it's too loose, or it's flopping all over the place. Okay, I'm all set. All right, so we're gonna do the regular Lazy Daisy down at the bottom. Okay. Happy Monday, everyone. Have a good week. All right, so we're gonna go just like we did before. Don't go through your knot. That's like the thing I always do is go right through my knot. Okay. Leave your loop. Now, when we do the tacking stitch, you're going to make it just a little bit bigger. Okay. So down like this. You can tell I'm like so excited. I'm like out of breath. So when you do your tacking stitch, just make it a little bit longer. I know I've always said, just do it right on the other side of this line. Make it a little bit longer because we're going to slide our needle through the stitch again. So we're going to make it just a little bit bigger. Now, not like this big, okay? Like that's unnecessary. Just make it a little bit bigger. The art teacher in me is coming out when you're like, show them how not to do it and then show them how to do it again. Okay, now we're going to come right back up at the beginning, right next to where we came up the first time. Now, if you want these to be really pointy, like come to a really sharp point at the tip here, then you can come right at the very beginning, meaning up here, like down here. Okay, that will give you a nice sharp point. But I want to fill up the leaves like more wide than have it be pointy. So I'm going to come up right next to it. Is this making sense? And you can come up on the right-hand side or the left-hand side, doesn't matter. I'm right-handed, so it's easier for me to put my needle through this way. Okay. And then, you guessed it, we're going to slide our needle, not through the actual thread and not through the fabric, just through the stitch. So kind of like weaving, where we don't want to catch our needle through any of the strands of thread. You want to kind of go just through the stitch. Okay, and then make it go around like this and down right on the other side. Again, not going through the knot because I've just done a knot there. And this is the berry stitch. Berry. Like berries, but one berry. So normally these are a little bit smaller, but I've just elongated it to fit this shape. So it's like a double lazy daisy, double detached chain stitch. Oh, don't be silly. Okay, you could also obviously put another straight stitch in the middle if you really wanted it to be like super filled in. But I don't mind it looking like that, so it's totally up to you. Like whatever you choose is totally fine. Love it. I love learning new stitches. Thank you for sharing. You are so welcome. So obviously the things that could go wrong here is that you pull it a little bit, I don't want to go through the gray, is you pull it too tight or not tight enough. You just kind of want them to lay next to each other and go through the same loop. Yeah, so these ones here, it looks like I didn't pull the first one enough, like tight enough, because the second one is laying right on top of it. Yeah. So that one's a little bit faffy. It's all right, we can just try again. Here comes the freaking sun. Lord help me. All day it's been so foggy, you couldn't even see to the end of my street. And the end of my street's like not even very far. And now all of a sudden it's like the sun's trying to show off because it's the paid Stitchalong, and obviously you guys should not be able to see. Yeah, so normally when we do this stitch, it's a lot shorter and smaller, like almost like little berries, I guess. Jamie T says, when you said berry stitch, this is not what I was expecting, but I'm excited to stitch this. Yeah, so I've just elongated it so that it's, what's going on with that one? So it will fit into this one, into the shape that we need. This is where I need to be careful because I think my hoop is a little bit loose down at this corner. It is round, so. Now, if you don't like the look of this, obviously use something else. Yeah, no one's gonna be upset if you're like, nope, not for me. I would like to do something else, please. Then do something else. You can use a satin stitch. You could use any of the stitches that we've used so far, probably except the woven wagon wheel, because you're not gonna get the right shape. But yeah, there's lots of other stitches that you could use if you're just not feeling this stitch. So feel free to use something else. I just thought this was so fun because it's like a lazy daisy, but like doubled. Detached chain stitch. I feel like we still have so much more to do. Like I want to teach so many more stitches and I'm like running out of stitches to like spaces to fill in stitches. But then also I feel like I want to add more things so we can learn more stitches. Like running out of days to teach you. Very pretty. Yeah. I feel like it's really coming together, you know? When you're like, wow, we're really doing a good job. And everyone's hoops are so pretty, like, oh. I just love embroidery so much, it can make me cry. So everyone's hoops are so beautiful, and everyone's so proud of each other and proud of themselves. Oh, I just can't. Okay, last one. I think the key is pulling the first one a little bit more than you probably would for a lazy daisy, making it a little bit tighter. And then the next one, not pulling it so much so that it's actually just like laying around. We still have like so much more to do. Okay, so obviously you can still see the loops here a little bit. You can either squish them together a little bit like that to try and like, you know, fill it in, or you could do a little straight stitch in the middle of each one if you don't like how it looks, that you can actually see some of the fabric through. I know some people have like filled in a lot of like the lazy daisies or the buttonhole stitches because they just didn't like seeing the fabric through, like they don't like having the see-through elements, you know? And that's totally fine as well. It's up to you. It's your hoop. Oop, too far. Could you make this chunky with 12 strands? Why not? I mean, honestly, they kind of look like a 12-strand lazy daisy, but I would be a little bit worried about these tacking stitches with 12 strands. You know? Because if you had, this is only 6 for each one of the little ones at the top, but if you had 12, it would be really, really thick. So I would just be a little bit careful. Sometimes when you pull through with 12 strands, it can make your hoop really, really loose, the fabric really loose. I think I just pulled a little too tight with that one. All right, well, that's it from me today. The berry stitch, just like a detached chain stitch. I also had a couple questions. I can't remember if it was the Facebook group or if it was just a regular like DM. That a lot of these stitches seem to be related. Like, why not just do the other stitch? Do you know what I mean? For example, like brick stitch is just a back stitch that's like offset, or the lazy daisy and the fly stitch, they look exactly the same. And that's correct. A lot of them are in the same family. So some of them are woven stitches. Some of them are in the straight stitch family. Some of them are in the chain stitch family or detached chain stitch family. And you can totally tell because you use the exact same like rhythm or like method to make each one. You just put them in different ways. So like the fly stitch, it's just like the detached chain stitch, except the detached chain stitch, you're making it pointy at the bottom, and the fly stitch, you're leaving it out. Yeah, they both have a tacking stitch here and here. Same with this one. It's in this family. You're still doing the tacking stitch. You're just making it, you're just doing a little bit more to it. So hopefully that helps. I think they thought I was like making up stitches. But the fact is that there's lots of stitches that are in the same family. They're just a little bit different. So yeah, I hope that helps a little bit. So people aren't like, wow, you're just making a whole to-do out of nothing. Like you're teaching us new stitches when it's just the same stitch over and over. But it can seem like that because like I said, they are all in the same family. So yeah, hopefully that helps. So enjoy your Monday. I hope you have a lovely, lovely day. This is an easy one today, but I thought for Monday, we could all use a little bit of just easing in, you know? So don't forget to tag at the Barmy Fox. Use the hashtag the Barmy Fox SAL. If you have a minute, please go through the hashtag and like and comment on other people's works. They love it so much, and it means so much to everyone. And yeah. Enjoy your day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.